What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Dollar Mike, aka Michael Mitchell, back at it again with another video. And to be honest, we gotta talk about what's going on with this stimulus deal because there's a lot going on with it and it's not a lot going on with it anytime soon. So without wasting any of your time, let's just get right into it. Let's go. About 2 weeks ago, I made a video on the channel talking about the next stimulus deal, which is the HEALS Act. The HEALS Act would essentially give us another $1,200 stimulus checks, plus plenty of other stuff for the American people because they need it right now because of the health crisis going on outside. As of today, nothing has essentially passed, nothing has changed whatsoever, basically at all. I told you guys in the last video, if a bill wasn't passed by August 7th, then we would probably be waiting for some time for the next stimulus check, and a bill wasn't passed by August 7th, and we will be waiting some time for the next stimulus check, and that's because the Senate has now adjourned until after Labor Day. So that basically means they could work out a deal in between now and Labor Day, but the odds of that happening is slim to none. It's very possible, but it's highly unlikely. So when they actually come back from Labor Day recess, that's when they'll actually negotiate another bill. They could negotiate it while on recess, but either way, they still have to come back in and pass the bill. The president, however, did not like that the Senate could not come to an agreement in a decent amount of time, so he wanted to take matters into his own hands, and that's what he's essentially doing with his executive order that he announced a couple days ago. The president wanted to extend some deadlines and give some money back to the American people, but obviously that's going to be a hard-fought battle between both parties. So here's exactly where we stand now. Let's talk about what people probably care about the most and why you actually click this video, which is unemployment insurance and more stimulus checks. So let's talk about unemployment insurance first. As you know now, unemployment insurance has ended, so that extra $600 a week for unemployment is no more. Essentially, you don't receive an extra $600 a week. That's just not how it is. You'll receive your regular unemployment, and that'll be basically it. Before, you will receive your regular unemployment plus an extra $600 a week. But with this new executive order that the president has proposed, he offered up an extra $400 every single week, which is going back and forth. But overall, it's looking like it's going to be an extra $300 every single week that is basically confirmed. The problem with this, however, is each state basically doesn't have the resources intact to make this change in a timely manner. So this won't happen in the next week or the week after that. We really don't know when it's going to happen, but eventually you will receive an extra $300 every single week versus that $600 you received before. We don't know when it's going to happen because, like I said before, it all comes down to how the states and their systems work, and they have to update their systems to adjust from that $600 to $300, which you would think would be a very simple thing to do, but I guess it's really complex, and I don't know all the details, but I do know that you will receive an extra $300 every single week when everything gets to that point. When it comes to more stimulus checks, both parties, Democrats and Republicans, both agree that Americans should receive another round of stimulus checks. However, they have to do this under a congressional approval, and if they don't vote on it, then it won't happen. So we have to just wait until they actually make a vote, make a deal, sign some papers, and go about their day. Once they do all that, we'll get those stimulus checks. But like I said before, they're on recess right now. They could pass a deal on recess, but they will all have to come back in to the Senate and vote, which is unlikely during recess. So check it back around or a little bit after September 7th because that's when they'll actually be back to work and they can sign a deal or do whatever they have to do for the American people and just handle their business, which should have been done the first time, but hey, I don't make the rules. Through the president's executive order, he also ordered the Department of Education to defer those student loan payments till the end of the year. Originally, they were going to end on the end of September, but now they should end at the end of the year. So check with your student loan provider and see if that update's going through. I don't know how they're actually updating that because with my student loan provider, personally, they haven't updated the systems to say it's going to end at the end of the year versus now. And basically what that means is you don't have to make any payments on your student loan, and you also won't incur any interest on your student loan until after the end of this year. But like I said, check with your own student loan provider to confirm this because as far as mine goes, nothing's been updated. It still says it ends on September 30th or September 31st, whatever. How many days are in September? I think it's 30. But yeah, it still says it's going to end at the end of September. So check with your student loan provider to find out the truth or whatever they're doing or however that works out. I don't want to give you false information there, but that's what it is. Lastly, the executive order actually covered evictions because obviously people can't pay their bills if they're not at work, and they're also not receiving an extra $600 that they might need to pay their bills. So with the eviction notice, it actually doesn't extend the eviction or anything like that, so you could still possibly get evicted by that deadline, but that will be handled on a case-by-case basis. So there you have it as far as everything goes for the next stimulus deal. Hopefully everything gets solved in a timely manner as fast as possible because we've already waited long enough. No real extensions on evictions. Stimulus checks are still coming, but we don't really have an exact date yet. Student loans have been extended, so you don't have to worry about paying on that to the end of the year, as well as that interest. And unemployment insurance has been lowered from $600 a week to $300 a week, but we also don't know when that's going to go into effect because that requires a state-by-state basis on how they handle their resources, their computer systems, all that different kind of stuff to update the system so they can pay you $300 every single week extra on top of whatever unemployment you're already receiving versus that $600 which stopped at the end of July. So that's all I got for this video. That's all I got for all the updates regarding the stimulus deal. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit it with a like button. I make videos all about personal finance, money, so I got you 100% covered. If you have any questions about this stuff or just money in general, anything, just check out my channel, investing, budgeting, any of that stuff. Drop a comment down below. Hit me up on my Instagram or my Twitter. Both links in the bio, all that kind of good stuff. Make sure you like the video, like I said before, if you liked it. And I'll see you next time. I'll have a lot more content for you. As always, I'm out. Dollar Mike. Peace.